Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody let me know that you guys can hear me. I'm sure you can. I just have been out of my office for just a couple. All right, a couple few days. And I'd like to know if you can hear me. The Bendu, good to see you in here. Hello. Bags are packed on UFO and PTDC. Can I get a price prediction? I know you're going to say that. If we only maintain 10x above SAC price through 25. Let's do that. Let's do that, but not right now. Okay, we will get into that. Cool. Thanks, Danny. Appreciate the feedback. Everybody can hear me. Excellent. I posted this around a bit. I'm expecting some visitors. I mean, honestly, the chain has been pumping, and so I think we onboarded some people, and I think they would like to understand what they hold, and that's what this is for. So ask any questions, guys. We're gonna run through the DApp. We're gonna look at the charts first. We're gonna run through the DApp. We're going to do some moon math. We're going to talk a little bit of marketing stuff at the end. I'm going to try to keep it high tempo and get her done in like 90 minutes. So yeah, this is literally a lot of stuff. However, you guys know I'm like, I don't know if I'm not famous. Okay. I don't want to be famous for not being prepared, but I'm so busy at my desk and like, this is the distraction zone. And I thought I need time to get ready, but I need a little more time. So give me 1 second, guys. Got to get my notes, my outline. I have an outline that I use that really helps me keep on track. I used it I think I used it last Sunday and Wednesday, last Wednesday for sure. And it helped me keep the tempo because, guys, I don't know if you guys are like this, but like when I show up to a stream, I don't care what the dude had for breakfast. I want the goods. Give me the goods. So let me find my goods. Let me find my goods and drag them over here. Yeah, drag over the goods. Guys, I missed the space yesterday. I had to. It's family stuff, which is more important. I heard it was really good though. So I'm listening to it. So far it's good. It's good. So I'm recommending it to you. So listen to the spaces from yesterday. You can find it on my channel. Like we record it every time. So yeah, it came recommended to me from 2 different people. And I was like, oh man, yeah. I got to jump in and listen to it, which I need to do anyhow, guys. Cause dude, when you're running something like that and you're doing YouTube and Twitter, like me, this guy, I miss a lot, man. I miss a lot, and I really literally have to re-listen to him. So we will answer your question. The Bendu, Danny you brought the ledger stacks transferring to the ledger today. It is very cool. The ledger stacks. Okay. Thank you for that feedback. I am interested in exploring some of those wallet options that have been coming out in the last year or so. So I appreciate that. That's cool, man. Mainly I want flexibility. I just I don't feel secure the way I'm set up. I mean, I am, but I mean, there's room in there for problems. Let's look at the charts. Keeping that tempo up, right? I'm going to let me close a window here. I'm going to close my Telegram because I have been having, I think, bandwidth issues, and I don't want to have issues. I really don't want to have issues. So let me close some stuff here that could perhaps cause some issues. Yeah, man. All right. Let's pop it up and look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's lots of good. Let's start with Bitcoin. I got to share my screen. All right. This is how we usually start. So we're going to talk about the charts. We are going to do a little bit of marketing stuff. Then we're going to talk about PTDC and UFO, what they are. We're going to talk about the taxes, review the DApp, all that stuff. I'm looking at my notes to see if there's anything that stands out. We're going to show how the rewards are backed by LP. We'll just talk about that. I think I got it figured out in my own head, like a big boy. And we'll show the locking tiers. We're going to show some stats just briefly, how to buy, token positions, and we will touch on, if we have time, a little bit about wallets, security stuff, because that's important to everybody, right? Okay, I told somebody the other day, don't say right when you're talking, when you're giving information, don't say right. If what you're saying is correct, don't say right, because that just causes a question. How's it going, Mike? Go. Lemonade. Guys, let me just tell you, man, this schmuck right here, never thought he'd have a YouTube channel where people are popping in. I always heard people popping in on other people's channels. I was like, wow, they're so popular. Well, people are coming to where they can get value, right? And apparently I'm giving value, and I hope I am. It's good to see you, Lemonade. Who's the guy that jumps in here and always says, hello, future millionaires? Who is that guy? Put him in the chat. Hopefully he shows up. But he does get it right. He says multimillionaires. Who is that? Is that you, Lemonade, that does that? I don't think so. Are you looking crispy in the polo shirt, eh? Yes, that's if you didn't notice, that's a bear. I got that from P.T.GC Sancho back in the day. That's a teddy bear shirt, like the original one. Fishing with Camo Joe. It's good to have you in here. All of you guys, 36. Hot dog in the morning. Let's look at these charts. We'll start with Bitcoin. What happened with Bitcoin? Okay, I have been out of the loop for a couple days. And so, I was watching stuff, but it looked like Bitcoin broke it broke 105 probably pretty easily. When you put the charts on the narrower time frames, you can see the more volatile movements. But it pushed 104 easily. So that was beautiful, which trickled down to, look, Ethereum is up 24% right now. No, it ain't. Let's look at this. Let's look at Ethereum on the 4 hour. Do you guys see that? That is catching me off guard. Am I looking at the wrong chart? I know I'm probably not in the best pair. It was like sideways for the last couple days, day and a half, and then look at that enormous candle. Yeah, future millionaires. Pardon me, guys, for being a little bit. If you guys got a better contract address for a pair that I could pull up, I just searched and just went with the one that looked the most legit. This one has 128,000 in liquidity. Yeah, it's not great, I guess. Pardon me, guys. It's my first bull cycle, okay? You got to cut me a little bit of a break. But that is a beautiful candle. If that's legit, maybe somebody can just tell me if that's legit. That is a humdinger, dude. All right. And how about Pulse? That liquidity, that movement will flow down to PulseChain, flow over to PulseChain. Speaking of PulseChain, it was up and to the right for 7 days, a little bit of a correction. Let's see how much it was up. Like PTDC was up 93%. PulseChain was up 48%. PTDC, I see your question, Rogue Money. I'll get to you in a second. PTDC up and to the right 6 days, and it was up, like I said, 93%. Yeah, 93%. UFO, another little dandy over here. Do not underestimate the power of the UFO. I know I say it all the time because I still believe it. Okay, just so you guys know, my bags of UFO and PTDC are about the same. They're about equal. So, and yes, I'm talking about the biggest. I have the biggest bags in my wallet are the ones I'm talking about right now. It's not for size, but for value. And I'm not ashamed to say that I am all in. I'm not all in. UFO is up 64%. They've got my attention. The Grays currencies have my attention, and they've had my attention since I got in. The whole ecosystem, the tokenomics, the founder, the community, especially the tokenomics and the founder. When I discovered Hex, I was all in because there was something there. I might not understand 25, I might miss 25% of it, but that 75% got my attention. And that's how this ecosystem was. I love it. Okay. The Bendu. Hello, future sell pressure. Whining and crying as you click sell. That is going to be the meme for the next bear market. Now, Bendu, behave yourself. Whining and crying as you click sell. Well, hey, they can be, you know, well, there's benefit in people exiting too, you know. Your national treasure. Quincy, you're funny, man. No, not me, but I agree 100% future millionaires. Yeah, he'll jump in here in a little bit, I bet. All right, let's get this question. When I have a locked stake that's in, does it make a difference if I leave it and take it over 150 days later? Nope. Or unstake and restake for another 50 days. You can just leave it. Rogue money. That's the beauty about our system, and we'll talk about it. When you stake or when you lock, you can just leave it there. No harm, no foul. You will continue to earn rewards. Hey, Rom 10. Let's go Grays. All right, we reviewed the charts. Oh, one thing I do want to point out, since we have charts pulled up, is, and this is a little trick I learned since I've been in the Grays ecosystem. You see how this chart is in USD? Let's zoom out a bit, and I'm going to show you a trick that I'm actually going to fudge a little bit and flip over to the PTDC chart. Okay, guys, it's in USD. I'm zooming out. PTDC has a longer chart, and it's a little more dramatic that way. So flip your chart to WPLS, and you'll see PTDC. I'm going to move it to like the weekly. You will see PTDC in terms of WPLS. So right now it's in USD. Now PLS. Watch. I'll have to zoom out a little bit again and put it on the weekly. Guys, this is a little trick. All right, look at the performance of PTDC. It was launched on actually 11th of October. On the 11th of October, 2023. And here it is today. Up and to the right against the layer one. Here's another little trick. Zoom in and then scroll over. Look at that performance against the layer one, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man. That's my little token right there. Now, what you can do is, if you hold PulseX, Inc, X, if you hold, okay, if you hold any of the tokens that PTDC is bonded with, look at those tokens in terms of PTDC. Pull up the chart and flip it from USD to that token. You know, it might be Inc. And zoom out and see how PTDC and UFO have been performing against those tokens. And why do I suggest doing that? Because if you're thinking about, you know, leaving a moon bag over there and bringing some over to the Grays, then that could help you. Okay. And this is not financial advice. I'm just teaching you how you can do your own research. And I've got to go close the door real quick because the lady is going to be vacuuming by my office here in just a second. Hold on. And I like to keep my door open. Nobody's here in the building, so. Okay, does that make sense? Let me know if you have any questions about that. But, you know, I did that at the end of the last year. Yeah, I just had some tokens in my bag, and I was like, let's have a look. It's time to man up and stop being emotionally attached to these assets and make some decisions. Always leave a moon bag. Okay. Lemonade, I am listening to Saturday Spaces. Ian was incredible. Yes. That guy is Comet, 100,000 followers on X. Yeah, if you're watching, dude, good job, man. 100,000 followers, that doesn't come easy, you know. So, yeah, and I already reached out to him like last week. I busted into his comments. Here come a comment from the Prairie Banana, whom he's never even heard of or seen in his whole life. But I had to reach out because I mean, he seemed excited. I'm like, if you want an interview, if you want to talk, come on in, come on over. You know, let us know. Okay, I'm actually I gotta move something here so that I can hold on. So I can put it in the right spot. Should have done this before stream, but if there's one thing I'm learning in life, it's be myself. Try not to be anybody else. Be me. All right. So if you're brand new, and even if you're a golden oldie, let's talk about the differences between PTDC and UFO. PTDC came out earlier than UFO. UFO came out about 6 months after PTDC. PTDC is a 5% fee on every buy, sell, and transfer of the token. You notice that word transfer. So if you're buying tokens, make sure you buy them from a wallet you want to keep them on, unless you're okay paying this 5% fee. And honestly, it is only 5%. However, many of us have decided, oops, I wanted it on this wallet. So, you know, like in my case, I ended up just buying the difference. I'm like, I can't stand losing those 5. I'm just going to buy them. That's what I've done. So buy them from a wallet you want to keep them on, or just proceed deliberately. UFO is, okay, back on PTDC. So PTDC's LP is high percent burnt. Like, I don't know what the percentage is. It might be 95, 98, 99% burnt. UFO, 6% fee on every buy, sell, and transfer. Oh, and by the way, the fee in PTDC is so that people can't hack the DAO system. Like, your vote is weighted in how much you hold. So if you move it from wallet to wallet to wallet, you can vote from multiple wallets and skew the vote, which would be a bad deal. I don't remember why it's that way and why the UFO has that transfer fee. I got the answer from a reliable source last week. I don't recall. But its LP is community provided. PTDC's is burnt LP put together by the DAO, and tokens, you know, the PLP tokens sent to the dead address. UFOs is all community provided by the 7 different assets on the DApp. And you can see those at PulseTGC.com and just go to the UFO token. And it's about, so PTDC, flawless operation for 19 months. UFO, flawless operation for 12 months. I do want to show you guys a slide. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. This is going to pop up, and I'm going to remove it real quick. And I'm going to show, here's the slide I want to show you. This is a slide by a buddy of mine. I don't think he minds me. Can you guys hear that vacuum? Dear old lady is vacuuming the hallway. I think his name is Slade, and he put this together. It's a little dated, guys. It's dated on purpose because of the recent negative downward pressure. I'm just being honest, guys. But so we produced this on the 31st of January, and look at PTDC and UFO, which are the highest performers in that image. And then the 4 core tickers. Now, you're not going to notice a negative, if you sense a negative sentiment in me toward the RH assets, you're taking me wrong. We are bullish on those assets. We're paired to those assets. We're depending on those assets. We love Richard Hart. But the fact is that PTDC and UFO are performing against those tickers. It is what it is. Notice the slightest upward pressure in that 4th one up from the bottom, which is Hex, caused an exaggerated upward movement in PTDC and UFO. Is that not a beautiful image? I love that chart. And I'm looking for it. Actually, I need to reach out to get an updated one because we've had some really good, really good price movement in the last week. So what separates pTGC from other fee-based tokens? You guys curious what it is? I'll tell you what it is because I have asked. I'm like, well, there's all these fee-based tokens out here. What's the difference? It's the DAO. The DAO, Decentralized Autonomous Organization. The DAO, 2% of the fee goes to the DAO. The top 100 stakers can submit DAO proposals. All stakers can vote on the proposals. Did I miss a okay, I don't think I missed a question. No, I did. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna mark this one. I want to make sure we don't miss anything. So 2% goes to the DAO. The DAO is going to do two things with it. Usually, it's going to say, "Hey, Inga's on sale right now. If we can get it on sale and pair it with pTGC, we'll have a cheap little LP." And then what the DAO does is it sends those PLP tokens to the burn address where they can never, ever, ever, ever be recovered. You know, setting that price floor, paying all the users, making a way to exit, making thick liquidity pools. By the way, the pTDC DAO was making liquidity pools all through, can I call it the bear market of 2024? All through the year 2024. 24 is mostly sideways. There's a little upward at the beginning, but the RH tickers were on sale, much of it. And the DAO is buying them up, pairing them with pTDC, burning the PLP, making some really thick liquidity pools, which you can see at secretobank.com. I'll drop that in the comments. secretobank.com. Put in the contract address. You don't even need to put it in. Just click on volume, and it'll let you select pTDC or UFO. You can see all the LP pairs. You can sort by volume or LP. I mean, like right now, I think we have about we're probably close to like $20 million combined LP between pTDC and UFO. So that's what the DAO does with the 2%. It usually will make liquidity pairs, or what it has been doing recently is buying pTDC and burning the tokens. Again, gifting the community. Because every time supply is reduced, everybody's position inflates, maybe just a little bit. But the outcome of crypto changes now can be orders of magnitude difference in 5 years, right? So we're making little tiny changes day after day, week after week, which is one of the keys to success. Doing a certain thing day after day after day after day, just a little bit. Little bitty changes can have a huge effect downstream. And that's what the DAO is all about. That's what it does. So that is what separates pTGC from other fee-based tokens, is that DAO. And what the DAO does is allows the Grace currencies, pTGC, to navigate through market changes. Like when Most token came out a couple, maybe 6-8 weeks ago, Most token comes on the scene. And as a DAO, we're like, hey, this might be an opportunity here. And then somebody submit a proposal, bam, we make an LP with Most token. And guess what? We had all of our money back within 3 days on that thing because we caught it at the very beginning. We caught it. Yeah, man. So that's what the DAO can do. It's a powerful tool. Matter of fact, I've got an illustration that shows that if you took all of basically the illustration shows that you could burn, if you had $10 million in volume on pTGC and UFO in a year and took all the DAO funds and decided to burn pTGC, you know how much pTGC you could burn in a year between pTGC and UFO? Because UFO burns a little bit of pTGC. You could burn $128 million worth of pTGC, which is more than you can buy today. That's the power of this DAO, that 2%. Okay. So yeah, I look at it like the DAO is like a ship. on the ocean. It can go wherever it wants. It's not a train on a fixed track like most tokens. It can go forward and back. It can move, right? That's one of the beautiful things about the DApp and PTDC. All right. Let me get back on track here. Hold on. Oh, PTDC is an index and UFO. They're both the index tokens of the Pulse network. So if you hold these tokens, you hold a little bit of a lot of great assets on the Pulse network. Matter of fact, if you're new to PulseChain, or if you're bringing people over to PulseChain, a great place for them to start is with the Grays currencies, because they can start here. Guys, I got to show you Secreto Bank because I got to show you these pairs. Okay, so just bear with me. Hold on a second. Let me get this pulled up. All right, this is the UFO. This is UFO on look into PTDC. Again, you select volume up here. You select your pair, PTDC or UFO. And I think you can do this with other assets also. And then click check volume and you'll see liquidity. Let's sort this by liquidity. So we have a $2 million liquidity pool with PTDC, $1.6 million liquidity pool with PLS, 1.3 with PulseX, $1 million. We have a $1 million pool with Hex, $600,000 pool with eHex, $600,000 pool with Inc, $200,000 pool with Most, and then Solid X, DAI, another UFO Pump, Teddy, Weth. It goes on. And then you can look at it. You can look at PTDC too. So why did I show that to you? Because all of those tokens we are bonded with. And by holding PTDC or UFO or both, you own a little bit of those, a little piece of each. And like I said in the beginning, go to your deck screener and flip it from USD to the other token. It could be Teddy. It could be Most, and see how PTDC or UFO is moving up against those tokens, or if it's not. Okay. But little clue, August 26th of 2024, last year, August 26th, PTDC went 1-to-1 with PulseChain. So it finally cost 1 pulse to get a PTDC. Before that, it cost less than a pulse. Right now, we're at about 11. It costs 11 pulse per PTDC. What does that mean? We have been moving up against PulseChain. So if a person had flipped their pulse into PTDC on August 26th last year, they'd be up 11x on their pulse. We're an index token of the tickers on the PulseChain. So by owning PTDC and UFO, you own a piece of Pulse, PulseX, Hex, eHex, Inc, Most, SolidX, all of them. So start here. So your onboards. You're new to PulseChain. You start here, and then go exploring some of these other assets. And you might want to think about if they don't already have a bond with. You might want to look at the ones that don't already have a bond with PTDC. If they do, then you might want to look at that and flip that chart, like I said, so you can see how they're performing, against the Grays currencies. Because if history is any clue, then the Grays could, do well against these other assets. I've been talking a lot for 30 minutes. I'm going to answer some questions and then probably drink some water. Okay, give me a sec, guys. I'm going to read this here. Okay, hold on. Were you able to listen to the Saturday Spaces? Not yet. I'm working on it. Perry, I was claiming some PTDC from staking today. This is Jim Horton. I went to claim the PTDC rewards from locking, but when I hit claim, nothing happened and the lock rewards remained. Could you help on that? Yeah. Okay. I want to say, go clear your cache. Are you using Rabby Wallet? A MetaMask might give us issues. Try the DApp on lookintoptdc.com. And I think I don't know if you have to be a member to use that. I'd have to tell you. Give me a second and I can tell you. Hold on, guys. We're trying to help Jim here. Yeah, you can connect to that. Look into ptdc.com, guys. Let's just bring it up and I'll show it to you quick, Jim. This is, by the way, you can get this for $17.28 per month. It's all these tabs up here. You got a moon math calculator, which everybody gets for free. The locking calculator, I'm not sure. I think that's paid. The staking is paid. Reflections are paid. Sheets are paid. But this DApp right over here, click on that. Select connect your wallet. You just connect your wallet to it. I use this. I was scraping yield last Thursday or Friday, and it worked for me. And I've done it before from this DApp. This is built by my buddy Crypto Kong. So I hate to say, you can trust it, but it worked for me. Okay, Jim. I hope that helps. Try it while we're streaming and let me know if it doesn't work. Hey, Kirill, good to see you, man. I recognize your profile. Are you the guy on Twitter that I read your post from a couple weeks ago? It looks very familiar. Late starter 60 plus. Hello, Sir Hex and PTDC had about the same pump in the last few days. Shouldn't PTDC not pump more than Hex? Yes. Thanks for your time to answer questions for the community. Appreciate it. Okay, so something I've noticed in the last couple of days, and I brought this to Zen's attention. I'm like, hey man, everything is pumping, but the volume is like, meh, I was like, what's going on here? So in my mind, I was thinking, okay, people are buying and they're not selling. But there's another thing and that is true. I think there's a lot of that going on right now because of the sentiment from RH coming back. But there's another truth in that, let me wrap my head around this, is that everything in the RH ecosystem everything on the chain is moving up like unilaterally at the same time. So there's not a lot of bot arbitrage. And the bot arbitrage is where we get a lot of our volume and rewards. So it's like I was telling this person, I says, I'm here. We're all here for number go up. That's like the primary thing, right? The rewards we love when there's volatility because we get rewards and we appreciate those. But I guess there's a time when rewards aren't going to be so great. But with the green candles, they cause the value of the rewards that we've already earned to go up. Okay. So I think that's what's been happening in the last couple weeks. I don't know if that answered your question, late starter. Hex and PTDC had about the same pump in the last few days. Shouldn't PTDC? Well, let's look at, I'm going to show you guys something here. Let's look at PTDC and Hex. I'm going to show you guys, if maybe you're not familiar with this, go to PTDC and then select other pairs. Let me remove this so everybody can see the chart. And then just go down and select PTDC Hex. And we'll do the same thing that I've been telling you guys to do. Let's flip the chart to Hex. It did have a nice pump, didn't it? But let's see. We pumped 93%. Hex pumped about 76%. So we did pump a little bit more. But let's flip the chart to Hex and zoom out and see what we got just for fun. How has PTDC performed against? Well, let's do the scroll thing. Go. Oh, that's on the daily. But still, can you guys see what happened here? Sorry, guys. I'm a Hexagon too. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. I don't want to pick on it, I love that product. I love Hex. But did you see what I saw? Okay. All right, Fit Trucker. let's say I like that, man. You're a fit trucker. That's tough to be fit as a trucker. Let's say the core RH coins do a 20x from here. What kind of returns do you see PTDC getting in X's? If we're gonna get into moon math at the end of this, if Pulse does a 20x, I'll give you guys a spoiler. PTDC has moved up against Pulse, maybe I think it's like 40x in the last year. It might be 30x. Let's cut that down to 10. Let's just say PTDC can perhaps move up against Pulse 10x. And if Pulse does a 20x, that'd be 10 times 20. Is that 200? 10 times 20. I'm on stream, so that's 200. That'd be a 200x for PTDC. So take the price, the current price times 200, which would be into the pennies. That's how you do it, dude. And I'm just saying if Pulse does a 20x, like if Pulse did a 20x, everything else, because they're a leverage on Pulse, should do more than 20x. And because we're bonded with them and Pulse, you see how that works? We're all bonded in liquidity. We're gonna move up together at varying degrees. And a lot of that depends on liquidity pools and such, which Mando and Zen and Coondog were getting into on Spaces on Saturday. I did listen to that at about the 20-minute mark. I got to go re-listen to it. So there's a little bit of that going on. Yeah, a little bit X is going on. Okay. So let's talk about some key points. Both of these assets, PTDC and UFO, are deflationary. We call them hyperdeflationary. I'll buy that. They're very deflationary. 12% of PTDC has been burned. 8% of UFO has been burned. There are 3,000 people in the Telegram group, guys. 3,000 people in the Telegram. How many people are in the Hex Telegram? How many people are in the Pulse Telegram? Name a Telegram. And I bet there are 20,000 people in. So maybe somebody can find out. Tell me how many people are in the Hex Telegram. Go look it up. I bet there are 20,000. I bet there might even be 30,000. Okay, there are 14,000. There are 14,000 PTDC wallets. 14,000 some odd. I just looked at it today. And only 2,400 own $1,000 or more at PTDC. 2,400 people, and I've got 3 wallets. 2,400 people hold $1,000 or more at PTDC. 6,000 UFO wallets hold. No. Let me back that up. There are 6,000 UFO wallets. Only 755 hold $1,000 or more UFO. Only 755 wallets hold $1,000 or more. Okay. I don't have a slide for this yet. This is my next point. That every reward that you and I are earning that's held in our wallets is backed by LP. And let me try to explain that. We'll talk about the fee, but let's just talk about the fee right now. The fee for PTDC is 5%. 1% goes to holders. 1% goes to stakers. 2% goes to the DAO. 0.5% burns PTDC tokens, and 0.5% pairs with Pulse and burns the LP. So basically, you're burning 1% of PTDC. Because 1% is going to holders and 1% is going to stakers, and then you got 2% going to the DAO, which is going to buy and burn tokens or LP. And this is burning tokens and LP'ing. You've got 3%. You got 2% of rewards and 3% that is building the ecosystem. So your 2% that is going to reward holders is backed by 3% that is building the ecosystem, building the token, and building LP for these guys to exit their rewards from. Do you guys follow that? I mean, it's an infinite positive, not feedback loop, but It's an infinite positive benefit of PTDC building while people are being rewarded, and our rewards are guaranteed that we can take our rewards from the system because it's being built. I mean, as soon as you buy the tokens, you are paying yourself and building the system that you're going to exit from the rewards from those tokens. That's how it's built. It's genius, guys. It's really stinking cool. And I got to build that into a slide somehow. But let's go over the DApp. It is genius Polygon. Yeah, exactly. What would that be for UFO? I can't do math. Ben, do it's very simple. It's simple for somebody that does this every day. Okay, that was the wrong thing to say. I'm sorry. It's the same for UFO. We're going to look at a moon math calculator here in about 2 different points. We got to get through the DApp and one slide, and then we're going to get into moon math where we're going to talk about that. But it's basically the same. Look up how much UFO has moved up against Pulse in the last year, and I can show you how to do that. Just remind me. But it's basically the same. But the numbers, the outcome's going to be different. The X's are going to be the same, but the price, because the PTDC and UFO are priced different right now, and they probably will be for a long time. But yeah, the outcome's going to be the same in X's, if that makes sense. All right, one more. Let's see. We'll get to the DApp here in a second. Let's answer this question for the Fit Trucker. If we are just holding the token, do we need to claim the 1% we earn, or is it just added to our wallet? You guys got some great questions. I love this. I love that so when you hold PTDC, you don't got to do anything to earn your reflection rewards. They just, I like to say they kind of show up in your wallet in a like a spooky alien sort of way. They literally like go to your wallet, write down how many PTDC you got in your wallet, and then come back in 10 minutes. You're like, huh? I got more. Yeah, you got more. And you didn't have to claim them. You didn't have to transact. You don't even see a transaction in your wallet. They just show up. It's stinking cool. It makes for a clean wallet. Like you don't have any transactions. So you don't have to like scroll if you're trying to find a transaction, because the PTDC ones don't have transactions. They just show up in a spooky alien sort of alien tech way. You got to love it, guys. Yeah. So you're just holding, you will earn that 1%. And then we'll talk about staking here in a minute, because that's an option for you. So let's get the DApp up. Pull the DApp up, get to the right page. And I might need some more water. You bet, Fit Trucker. That's what we're here for. Ask any questions. Ask any questions. All right, here is the Gray's DApp. PulseTGC.com. PulseTGC.com. So we got the home, staking, DAO, game stats, UFO token, and Gray's gear. So the UFO is built in here. You don't got to go anywhere else. Let's actually go to the home page. I want to show you where you guys can find where you guys can see you can use the staking contract here. Here's the contract address. There's your last 4. It's good to commit it to memory. DE93. That's the last 4 of the PTDC contract address. You can read a little bit about here. Watch Hex Explained video. And then here is the breakdown of the fee system. And again, it's on buys, sells, and transfers. There's the burn, liquidity add, DAO, holder and staker reflections. All that happens automatically. And it's all used to benefit you and the ecosystem. Okay, now what we're going to do is review the staking section. The Moon Gang is in this. That's right, George. The Moon Gang in this. What does BIHH mean? Moon Gang in this, BIHH. Maybe I don't want to know. I do want to know how many people are in the Hex Telegram, though. If you guys can sneak over there and find out for me, that'd be cool. 30,000, am I right? Let's see. Okay, here is the DApp. So these top 2 boxes here are just universal stats. Okay, these are applicable to the wallet that I have connected to the DApp right now, which is an experimental wallet that I've had going for a number of months. So this is information about the wallet. It has, it's holding 1 million tokens, has 1 million staked. So like an even million staked, an even million locked. And by the way, it's in a 10-year lock. So, and you gotta stake your tokens before you can lock them. And this is in a 10-year lock because I got a little experiment going that we're getting data from. Claimable TDC earned from locking is 3,614. See, this number here matches the number down here because this is the locking section all down here. Claimable TDC earned from staking, 5,232. This is the staking section right here. I can claim these rewards here, this 5,000, by clicking on the claim button. And then those tokens will go from the contract to my wallet. And then they'll begin earning reflections. And then I can stake them also. And then I can lock them also. You guys follow that? Now, if I wanted to withdraw or end the stake, I would click the withdraw button. Just note that you're going to pay 1% fee to end a stake. And it can take a few months to earn your money back for, to ROI on that 1% fee. Oh, I'm going to pour me some water while I'm talking, guys. So just beware of that and don't mess up, guys. Make sure if you only intend to claim, don't select the withdraw button. I mean, there will be I think there is some kind of warning that pops up, but it's 1%, which is a bummer, but it is only 1%. So trying to see if I can think and pour here. Then the other section that you got here is the locking section down here. So if your tokens are staked, then you can lock them. So you got 3 ways that you can earn in PTDC, and that's by holding, staking, and locking. And that bottom section is the locking section. The locking section is where you need to be very, I'm going to give you guys some advice here. Don't just go lock a big old bag right away. You might want to think about it for a minute or however long you need. Like what I did is I locked in 90-day locks because I knew I wanted to lock. I just didn't know what I wanted to do because there's different ways you can do it. You can build a ladder. You can lock it all 10 years. Everybody's got their own strategies, and it took me months to figure out my strategy. And so let's review this locking section real quick, and then I want to get back to what I want to tell you guys about locking. Okay, so all right, so this is the amount. I have one lock on this wallet. You can have multiple locks. You can have one stake, but you can make multiple locks with that stake. So here's my lock. It has 3,614 PTDC in rewards. The last time I harvested was February 10th. And I started it on February 10th, 2024. So every year I'm doing some studying with this. The unlock fee is 30% if I were to unlock it now because it's early. And I'd have to forfeit 30% of my principal. But I can claim my yield all day long. And then it goes from the contract to my wallet. And then I can stake it. I can make another lock if I want to. So that's how it works. Ask me any questions if you got questions about that. Okay. So the difference, let's see if I want to talk about the difference. Let's talk about locking strategies, and then we'll talk about the difference between locking and staking reflections. So strategies are like, I'll just tell you what I did, guys. For the first year, of course, it was pretty certain at that point that we were in a bull run, but it was like really slow. So I just threw all my I was dollar cost averaging in, and I put them all into 90-day locks. No harm, no foul. They'll be mature in 90 days. 90-day locks earn 55% of the rewards. And 45%, when you claim it, the 45% goes to the dead address. And so you're burning PTDC. It's like a benevolent lock. So I was doing 90-day locks. And at the end of that last year, when my work finally slowed down, I was able to figure out what I wanted to do with my locked, with my tokens. So all the 90-day locks were matured at that point. I'm like, okay, I think I want to do a locking ladder. And I did. I took, okay, first, I took 88%. I'll just tell you my structure. 88% in 10-year locks, 8% in a locking ladder. So every year out to 9 years, and then 4% in 90-day locks because I wanted some liquidity here, anytime. So that's how I did it. The numbers didn't really matter. It just, those are nice round numbers for me. It ended up being 88%. So I'm very big on the 10-year locks. I put all my strategy into ChatGPT. I am 97.3% locked. So I am earning 97.3 of all the locking penalty rewards that I could possibly earn from the quantity of tokens that I locked. Okay. But, I've got, 4% of it is liquid right now, or it could be, I'm leaving it in the lock because it's earning me locking rewards, but I can end that lock anytime. I'm just not ready yet. And I'm letting it cook. Okay. Some things about locking. Don't lock. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'll tell you what I didn't do. Actually, that I did, that I regretted, but now I don't really actually regret. That'll make no sense, does it? Be careful about locking up a big old bag because, one big old bag, you're like, you get all excited. I know, because I get excited. You get all excited. Like, I'm going to need this. I want the 10-year locks because it gets 100% of the rewards. And I'm just going to go lock a big old bag. Well, you might want to lock up several big old bags. Break up that bag into smaller bags. Why? Because if you ever decide to early end lock and pay that 30% on your principal, then you only have to do it on one bag or two bags out of however many you made. But if you do just one big old bag, guess what? You're going to pay 30% on that enormous bag you made. And there's a couple other things. Oh, lock. If you decide to lock one day, now's a good time to show you the locking tiers. If you decide to lock one day in the next higher tier, well, guess what? You will get rewards from that tier. Here are the locking tiers. 90-day earns 55%. 1 to 2 year lock earns 60%. 2 to 3, 65, and so on. So a 9-year and 1 day lock will earn 100% of all the fees that you could possibly earn from that PTDC. So like an 8 to 9 year lock is going to earn 95%. And when you claim the tokens, 5% is going to the burn address. So that's pretty cool. It's like the worst you could do is 55%. I know that's an F in the grading scale, but I mean, this C student was able to get a high A in locking structure. And I'm happy so far. I've got a bag that's going to come due toward the end of this year, and every year for the next 9 years. I'm happy with it. I'm happy. I think it's going to be a good deal. We'll see in the locking calculator when we get to the moon math how lucrative locking could be. Okay, are some very big differences. And it took me a while to understand this, so I want you guys to listen. There are some very big differences between reflections and staking and locking rewards. I'm telling you guys are getting you're getting such good stuff. I have picked up all these little nuggets over many months of studying this ecosystem, and I'm happy to share it with you guys because I want to empower you to do the best that you can with your Grace currencies and stay and be in this ecosystem and be an asset to our community and go tell other people and bring them in. And we're going to talk about marketing and just a little bit too. So here's one of the things that took me a long time to learn. And that is the difference between holding and staking rewards and locking rewards. And my buddy, Jimmy Rents? I think it was Jimmy Rents. He says locking is the superpower of PTDC. We're going to talk about UFO too after this. And UFO has a superpower also, but the superpower of PTDC is the locking. Okay. Reflections and staking rewards come automatically, whether it's ARB bots, ARBing the different pairs and paying that 5% fee, or users buying and selling or transferring tokens, paying the 5% fee. That fee is being distributed to holders and stakers, and of course the DAO and burning tokens and all that. But it's being distributed automatically. Whenever there is a buy, sell, or transfer of PTDC, it happens automatically, and it is based on the price of the tokens today. So if somebody spent $1,000 on PTDC, they're going to pay $50 in the fee. $10 of that goes to holders, 10 goes to stakers. $10 of PTDC, okay, and $10 goes to holders, and $10 of PTDC goes to stakers. And it's buying that PTDC at the price that it is today. Let's call it cheap because we want it to be expensive, right? So PTDC is inexpensive today, so it's gonna be able to buy a lot with $10. So those are the key differences. It's reflection rewards and staking rewards they're based on a machine's behavior, and they're buying PTDC at the price that it is today, whatever it is. Price go up, machine can buy less tokens. It's spending the same amount, but it's going to get less tokens. It's going to send the same value to your wallet in less tokens if it's buying less. Okay. Again, that's one of those concepts that took me a while to figure out. Okay. Now locking rewards. Big difference here, guys. Locking rewards will only come to you dependent on a human. Somebody that decided that I want my tokens now. I am up so many X's. 30% doesn't matter to me so much. I need the value out of these tokens. And so they emergency end lock, EEL. So they emergency end lock, and 30% of whatever they had in their bag gets distributed to all the other lockers, depending on how much share of the locking pool you have. And the contract doesn't care how much each token is worth. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter. It's sending you a certain amount of tokens based on your share of that locking pool. Is that making sense, guys? It's dependent on locking rewards are dependent on a human, and they're sent to you based on token quantity, not value. Those tokens could be worth $1 billion each, and they're going to come to your wallet. And that would never happen. But you know what I'm saying? They're not, or they could be worth 405. The contract don't care. It's going to send you whatever number of tokens. It could be 1,000 tokens. Okay. Are there any questions about that? If there are any questions, let me know. I think, okay, I'm going to answer some questions, or this one question, and see if I can joggle my mind about anything that I may have missed. I think we got it all. Thanks for your answer. One more question. This is from Late Starter. When you unstake, then 1% you have to pay. Yes, on your principal. 1%, yeah, your principal. From what? Your principal. From the whole amount you staked, or from the staking rewards? That's a great question. Krill Kesh. Locking over staking. Yes. However, you must be staked to lock. And you know this, I'm sure. So we're going to see in the moon math, guys, here in just a little bit, that it could get really lucrative, the locking rewards. Okay, let's go to, are there any questions on PTDC? We can always come back. If you guys got a question, we can always come back to that and answer any questions. But I think we covered it all. Let's go to UFO. Same DApp, select UFO token right there. And let's say you wanted to provide LP, because, all right, I got to tell you guys a little bit of the difference between PTDC and UFO. You cannot stake UFO. You can do two things with it. You can hold it or LP it with an RH ticker. And the RH tickers are, we'll just have a look at right here. So two things, hold and stake. Hold and LP. So let's go have a look. Oh, let's look at the fee distribution first. Right here in the pink letters, in the pink circles. 3% goes to LP providers. 1% is rewarded to holders of UFO. 1% buys and burns UFO token. 1% buys and burns pTGC. Okay, pretty simple. It's a 6% fee. Now let's go to the DApp. Well, actually, we're on the tab. Let's go to UFO liquidity pools. Click on it. And both these tokens, guys, have a fixed supply, deflationary. So here are your options for LP'ing. And here's the contract address, by the way. Ends in 4018. Another good one to memorize. Always make sure you're interacting with the correct contract. And you can click it by selecting that. But you can LP UFO and pTDC, Hex, eHex, Inc, PulseX, Pulse, and DAI. Remember I said the LP in pTDC is selected by the DAO, and the LP with UFO is selected by the users. So if you hold these RH tickers, or you want to, then you can pair with UFO, and we're going to talk about that. Okay, so let's see. I do not recommend pairing UFO and pTDC because you will pay. It's the only one of all these pairs that you will pay the 5% tax on pTDC and the 5% fee on UFO going into the LP and coming out. So it's heavy. You're talking 22%, guys, to go into the pTDC UFO pool. So that's your word of caution. There's another word of caution right here on the DApp too. So, be careful. We got a lot of people that made a mistake and just got a little too excited, but they're like, I'll just be in it for a long haul. That's a good attitude. That's the way to do it. So there it is. Notice token fees apply for this pair. Now, let's say you have some Pulse. You sacrifice Pulse and you bought some UFO, and now you're like, hey man, I can make these two tokens work for me. Select manage pool and select add liquidity. Let's see if I have anything in here. I have UFO and I have a little bit of Pulse. So you're going to need equal amounts of each token, and then just select add new liquidity, transact in your wallet. And then what I would do, like after I'm done transacting, I would want to go see it. So in order to see your new LP, go to, again, select UFO token. This time select UFO PLP rewards. And you will see your PLP. You'll see your LP right here. See, there's the UFO Pulse pair that I made last year. And this is another experimental wallet. Okay, so you can make as many pairs as you want on one wallet. You can claim them all by clicking this one button here. Your rewards are here. Rewards in LP'ing are paid in Pulse. If you hold UFO, and I do hold some UFO on this wallet also, you will earn UFO. If you hold UFO, you will earn UFO. If you LP it, you'll earn PLS. If you LP your UFO, you will not earn UFO. You guys catch that? So the UFO that is being LP'd it's excluded from the reflections pool. And what that has meant in the last year, at least, is that the people that a lot of people got real excited about LP'ing, and I'm still excited about it. And I'm going to show you a reason why to be excited about LP'ing UFO. But truthfully, all of this is true. Okay. Just to be really plain, the people that have been holding this whole time have been doing better than the ones that LP'd, because there's a lot of people that LP'd, and the ones that are holding are getting all those reflections. So the APY is like, I'm literally like 5 times more for holding. I'm like, I wish I'd held a little more. What a lot of people do is they'll LP 50% and hold 50%. Just that way you're earning both Pulse and UFO. But honestly, if you just hold UFO liquid, you're going to be earning a lot of UFO, like 5 times the APY, at least up to recently. But what I like about LP'ing, it's kind of like locking. It's kind of like staking and locking pTGC. it kind of keeps your hands off of it. Like if you have liquid tokens, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm tempted. I just admit it. I get tempted. So the LP'ing, in my opinion, is a good place to lock up, kind of tuck tokens away. Like those, I ain't touching those. I got some share rates, some juicy share rates. And if I wreck those, I'm going to be sad. Let's talk about share rates. Glad you got that, man. The rewards from the UFO LPs is UFO. Yes. Yes, sir. Okay. I want to show you guys. Sometimes I forget some of these little details, Kirill, that are so important. That's why I need you guys to ask questions if I miss anything. Or if you're an OG in here and I miss anything, dude, you are not going to embarrass me. Just to say something. Hey, point this out. Did you notice right here, UFO shares? That should be 1 million. I really need to add 0.08 UFO to make it 1 million because it's really gnawing at me. I should just do that once I get done here today. Okay, that's 1 million UFO shares. Let's talk about UFO shares. Okay, they are the superpower. PTDC superpower is the locked tokens. UFOs is the UFO shares. UFO shares are equivalent to how much UFO you put into an LP. And they remain fixed regardless of impermanent loss. Everybody that LP'd their UFO last year, I think in any one of these pairs, has lost a lot of UFO because the market valued the UFO more than the paired asset. So the market bought those tokens and left you with less of them and more of the paired asset. And that's literally what happened to mine. I put 1 million UFO into this LP and I have about 250,000 now. So I have less UFO, but my share rate is still at 1 million. What's the share rate do? It determines the amount of yield that you earn. So I will, as long as I keep that pair and never exit, I will never earn less than the percent of the pool that 1 million shares guarantees me, regardless of any impermanent loss. And that is the superpower of the Grace Currency's UFO token LP pairing system, is the UFO share rate. So let me give you an illustration that I did. This is another one that I should really let me write this down. Guys, hold on. Illustrate. Bear with me, guys. UFO share unpairing. So a couple of weeks ago, I did an experiment. I'm like, should I, if I were to unpair this very LP and decide I want to get the share rate back because I like the rewards or whatever reason, I want to get the UFO back. I did the math on it, guys. You wouldn't believe it, man. It would literally cost me 2.6 times more economic value to get that 1 million UFO shares back if I unpaired it. Because I put 1 million UFO in, which got me a million UFO shares. It's now 250,000 UFO if I unpaired it. So I'd have to buy 750,000 UFO to get my million, and then I'd have to make sure I have the equivalent value in the other asset. So I literally would have had to buy 2.65 times more in tokens to get the 1 million UFO shares if I unpaired it. I mean, all you have to do is unpair it, and that share rate gone, and you have to figure out how to get it back. So we are early. UFO it's already run up. It almost eliminated a zero. We are early. PulseChain is still 50% below sacrifice price. We are early on this chain. The UFO share rates, in my opinion, are very inexpensive to where they're going. And they're only going to become more rare. And I don't have my whole head wrapped around it, but as people exit their UFO shares, yours move up. That's how I understand it. And I got to get that but I'm just repeating what somebody told me. And my math kind of supports that. Yeah, mine from a year ago are already 2.6 times more value or whatever. I'll illustrate it for you guys. The notorious one says hold UFO to yield UFO or LP UFO to yield pulse. Exactly. And okay, I'm going to give you a bummer about about pairing UFO. Two bummers. One, you're going to lose UFO, but you'll never lose your shares. So if you're a yield hound like I am, you know, that yield is going to be there forever. And it's in Pulse, that's the second bummer, which is the gas token. It's like, who cares? You know, it's so cheap over here in PulseChain anyhow. But it is the token that the Grays currencies are moving up against. So guess what I've been doing with my gas tokens is flipping them into Grays currencies because those are moving up against. So it's an extra step. You know, it's kind of but whatever. I like my UFO shares. They're the superpower. All right. Are there any questions about, I mean, we spent so much time on PTDC and not a lot of time on UFO, but don't get the idea that UFO is like less of a token than PTDC. They're just more moving parts to PTDC. And PTDC's liquidity pools are very, very thick. Let's have a look at it look into ptdc.com. Let's look at secretobank.com real quick. I want to see, because I want to lay my eyes on the volume and the liquidity. Give me a second, guys. I'm refreshing the screens. Okay, let's look at secretobank.com, PTDC, and it's $98,000 in volume. That's decent. 8.7 in liquidity, and this is PTDC. And you guys can scroll down a little bit, and you can see where we peaked out. Yeah, $1.7 million in volume on PTDC back in March. And this is where we get our rewards from, guys, from the volume. And then UFO, where's UFO? Here it is. UFO is $42,000 in volume. Again, there's not a lot of arbing for those bots to do. $7.8 million in liquidity. And so that'd be 7 plus 7.8. We got $16.5 million in LP on both these tokens, guys. That's pretty decent. I'm going to open my office door now that they're done vacuuming. Hold on, guys. It's also water break time. Hold on. All right, I'm going to show you guys something fun. Just for a minute, we're going to take a little field trip. Field trip, guys. Hold on. Let's go look at some gear. If you guys want the Grays gear, go to PulseTGC.com and click on the gear. Okay, you get your hoodies, not hoodies. You get your beanies, your ball caps, your hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, playing cards, coasters, and stickers. Where's mine? I love the stickers. I got a bunch of the stickers. And then golf balls. We're into golf around here. And then look at the phone case, guys. Actually, don't look at that one. Look at this one. I love my phone case. I'm not kidding. I've had it for probably 2 weeks. I love it, guys. It's legit. Yes, I'm a total shill for the Grays ecosystem. Absolutely, man. Picked them on purpose. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's your gear. Go get some gear. And the phone case is fun. I mean, you carry the one I had before this, the phone case, I had a sticker on the back of it. Now I was like, that's cool, that's great, you know. But then I I got the real one. And I was like, yeah, man, that's even better. So, and we're going to skip stats. We've got locking tiers, stats. And, okay, let's go do some. No, we are going to hit some stats on look into. So give me a second. Hold on. Everybody hold on. I think everybody's doing great. You guys are doing good. I bet we got some visitors in here today. I bet we do. And I'm happy for that. And I'm happy for you. If you're I know there's some new people here today, and I'm excited for you. I'm excited. I am excited that you landed on this stream to where you can learn so much in a short amount of time. Man, when I came into Hex, it was like listen after stream after stream after stream after stream, trying to put the pieces together. Read the white paper 4 times and, all this stuff, but there's nothing like hearing from somebody and watching them demonstrate on the screen to help put it together. And if you got to come back, absolutely, man, I'd have to come back 5 times to get all this stuff. All right, enough talking, a little more working. Yeah, Kirill, I'm glad you found us too, man. Seriously. Look into ptdc.com. Guys, if you guys want all the tabs, just go to the Get Premium, and it's $17.28 a month, and you can have all of it. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to show you a little bit of it today, but not all of it because I can't, because other people are paying for this, right? But go to the dashboard. This is the dashboard right here. PTDC, you can see how much we burned. 41 plus billion tokens. And over time, you can see how much is burned. There's the price, volume, liquidity. How many X's are we to a penny? We're 25 X's to a penny right now, guys. We're going to be there before we know it. 7-day average of volume is $173,000. It's up 76%. I like to see that. That's great. 24-hour fees collected, and that's the 5% transfer, 5% fee, about $5,000, $60,000 in the last 7 days. In the last 180 days, $3,800. We're all waiting for that God candle, Mercis. Did you see the one on Ethereum today? Go look at Ethereum. That had a God candle today. Let me know if you're looking at a different one. But yeah, well, we had a God candle. You just got to put ours on the weekly, and then you'll see it. Yes, we'd love to see that God candle, man. Yes. All right. And then UFO has burned 81 billion tokens. PTDC started. PTDC is the God candle. Good one, man. Yeah, this is so true. Okay, you can look at it in a USD or against Pulse or practically any other token. And PTDC is a God candle. PTDC started out with 333 billion tokens. UFO started out with 1 trillion. So just so you guys know, I wanted to throw that in there. And then the market metrics for UFO, $42,000 in volume. And there's the circulating supply, which I overlooked on PTDC. We're 427x away from a penny, guys, in UFO. Dude, I would love for us to hit a penny in UFO this cycle. Can we do it? Oh, what I wanted to show you guys was the liquidity on UFO. So let's go look at liquidity on PTDC is 8.7 on all these pairs, but it's got a lot of like extra ones. But the main pairs, PLS, PTDC, PulseX, Hex, it's got some good pairing. But then if you look at UFO has some good pairing too. Okay. UFO is going to crush it, guys. It's going to crush it. Both of them are, okay. They're bonded so thickly. They're going to blow the doors off everything they're paired with and themselves. Okay, that's enough. That's the stats. Let's do some moon math. Moon math. Here it goes. 3, 2, 1. Click. All right. Now, whoever it was, back here asked, here, who is it? I can find it. The Bendu. There you are. The Bendu. You wanted to know, can a price prediction, if we only maintain 10x above SAC price through, I see what you're saying, 10x above SAC price, which is 0.301 times 10. So we're going to put, and I'm going to put in here 10x for PTDC, an X factor of 10. I think I got to log in. I'm just going to log in, guys. Interrupt this for a second and log in, because otherwise I'll get interrupted elsewhere. Go to Moon Math, and we're going to select PTDC Pulse, X factor of 10, meaning PTDC is moving up against Pulse at a rate of 10. Give me 1 second to get back on this here. And then you said you want to see Pulse do 25x of sacrifice price. Wasn't that 0.301 times 25 equals 0.0025? And then I got to make this back at 10. Calculate. So it's going to be 10 times 0.0025, which is going to be a 29-cent PTDC, or 720x. 720x, guys. Yeah, I'm doing a double take. Did you see me do that? That was, bro. Let's redo the math. I'm looking at your question. Price prediction. If we only maintain 10x above SAC through 2025, SAC price was 301 times 25 equals 0.0025. That's a 10x above SAC price. Well, let's just do 10. Well, 10x would be from where it is right now. So 10x of SAC price, that is exactly what we're doing. At 0.0025. And if we make this 10, that is a 29-cent PTDC. The Bendu, does that get you a little excited? I mean, that got me excited. Lambo time. Lambo time with an alien sticker on it. Yeah. Oh boy. Wouldn't that be a time, boy? I mean, how in the world do you get a 29-cent PTDC, a 720x? Well, the Moon Math calculator that we're utilizing here is it's just doing math. There's nothing, I didn't build it, but I know the guy, and I don't know that there's anything like built in to just make the price look like it's going to do more than, I mean, what the dude, I don't think has any incentive in making it do anything that it's not supposed to. So can I just say it's math? I almost fainted. Yeah, man, I know it. It's like, what in the world? Yeah, I mean, I'll be dipped in ranch dressing, man, publicly. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. It just blows me away. This is the thing. I've seen this before. When we ran up to 301 or 201, this Moon Math calculator got really crazy. And I was like, what? It's like the higher we go, and with Pulse still down low, that just magnifies the outcome of the X's in the Moon Math calculator. It gets pretty lit. All right, let's go to the reflections calculator, because this is only that the Moon Math calculator is only showing us the price of the tokens. Now we're going to see how much we could earn in reflections. Reflections only. Now we're not going to count any staking or locking or LP'ing rewards. Reflections only for PTDC. First, we'll go into experimental mode. And this is a paid for thing, but I have permission to show you guys. We have a demo wallet that's connected. We're going to calculate the yields based on a certain amount of volume. And I always just put in 5 million because I think 5 million is pretty easy to hit. And hopefully we can do it consistently and even more. See, we got 50 million right here. I want Kong to have to build a bigger one in. I hope so, but okay. So this guy with the wallet connected is a shark. He has 571 million PTDC. Wow, man. He's a big player. He's like a big player. He's worth $227,000 right now. At $5 million in volume, he would be earning, let me scroll back up. He would be earning, let's see, where is it? $3,000 a month in yield only in reflections. If he staked them, he'd be earning even more. All right, now, if you want to see some of the other positions, because we got them down here, we got the whale, shark, dolphin, squid. I'm going to hover right here. If you guys needed to take a quick screenshot, that will show you. This is showing you what 29 million PTDC or 3 million PTDC would earn daily, monthly, and yearly at $5 million in volume. Okay. And I want to make a comment on this, guys. The thing of it is we are earning day in and day out reflections in our PTDC and in our UFO that are stacking up in our wallets. And this is day after day after day. They're loading up, stacking up. And let's say you earn 10 a day and you earn 10 the day before that. Well, that's 20. And the day before that, well, that's 30. And you just go about your daily business, cleaning your garage, going to work. And then before you know it, you've got hundreds and thousands or hundreds and thousands or millions of PTDC that you've been earning that are in your wallet, and the price has gone up, which increased the value of all those tokens that you've earned. So you're looking at this. You might be looking at this to think like, wow, $2,000 a year. Well, that's at today's price. What if we do it? What if we do a 10x? Well, that's $20,000 a year. And it starts adding up. I mean, try to think further down the road. Try to lengthen your time horizon. Is what I'm trying to say, because that'll help you in holding. And I think one of the hardest things in crypto is keeping abreast and fresh on what you learned about a certain asset, because we get all excited about things. And then if we forget about them and our excitement wanes, then we're tempted to go into other exciting things. So let's not do that. Let's stay. That's one of the purposes of this, to help you guys get up to speed, to help you understand what you're holding. Let's look at UFO. UFO is going to be, it's just a different animal. But it's going to be the same format, guys. $5 million in volume. This guy's a dolphin, so he's going to earn $10,000 a year in yield. Now, the UFO yield is very juicy compared to PTDC, just because it is what it is. Man, I got to get cracking, man. It's 4:30. There's a shark. There's a dolphin. All right, you guys see that? And a squid and a turtle. I really seriously got to get going. Okay. We did the moon math. There's one I really want to show you, and that's the locking calculator right here. Got experimental wallet. Has 1 million PTDC locked up for 10 years. It allows us to forecast how much can be locked up, how much can be earned. So there's actually 395 million PTDC being unlocked every 30 days. If you go back 30 days, actually right now it's up to about 600,000. Let's say you have 10 million locked up and the price is now, let's just make it 25 cents. This calculator is going to forecast. It's going to tell you exactly what it would be. If there was 395 million unlocked in 30 days, and we averaged that all of last year, and you have 10 million locked in 10-year lock, earning 100%, and the price is now 25 cents, what would your cut of that 395 million be? $2,000. $2,000. And if you could stack up 100 million, $21,000. Yeah, man. What about, okay, you can only, let's say you only managed to get 10 million, but the price went to, let's just say it went to $1. $8,500. Yeah, man. You know, about talking your language. That's talking my language. Like passive. All right. So we went through that. Now, in order to buy this stuff, you will want to go to PulseX. Let's go over there. I've had a couple of people ask on the stream. Imagine living the rest of your life off the PTDC yield alone. Yeah. I'll be with you, Fit Trucker, in just a minute. Let me get through this. Let me get through some stuff. You go to PulseX and set your slippage to 6% for PTDC, 7% for UFO, because you got to account for the fees, and then use the auto router. Make sure you set your slippage back when you're done, and then transact. Buy your PTDC. Let's see if it pulls it up. No, I haven't done. I had to reload my Chrome a while back. So, and then if you guys want to, let's look at some supplies real quick. Positions, because this is valuable, I think. Oh, here we go. Except this is old. Let me fix the prices. What? 3 zeros, 40, 51. 3 zeros, 40, 51. You guys can see me do this. Watch this. Look at this number, 5.37. That's how many more tokens in UFO you could buy versus PTDC, but I'm updating this prices. So it was 5.37. And then I got to update the UFO. 423.38. I bet it's gone up more. Yep. Ha. It's 5.51 now. Okay. What does that mean? Okay. A dolphin supply in PTDC is $12,000. A dolphin supply in UFO is $2,100. You guys catching this? Thank you, K-Flow. I really appreciate you, man. And it's 5. Okay. You can buy 5.5 times more UFO tokens than you can PTDC. So you're getting 5.5 times more of the supply. If that matters to you, go for it. Or do a 50-50 or whatever. But that's to me, that's powerful. Guys, we want you to join the Space Force. The Grays Currency Space Force. Go to secretobank.com/Grays, upload your profile picture, position it, and then download it. And you can join the others of famous people that I have. I recognize this gentleman. He's in our chat today, Kirill. And other famous people that have joined the Grays Currency Space Force. Oh, here's the other gentleman I was talking to on Twitter. Hey, I know this guy. And then what you do is you upload your new profile picture to Twitter, Telegram, YouTube, and that way everywhere you go, people know what token you're most associated with, and then it builds camaraderie. Like it shows the whole community, the Grays currencies, the Grays ecosystem, the Grays supporters community, and then when you're on a Spaces call and there's 4 other people with the gold circle, you're like, those are my buds. And when you see them talking, you get to recognize their voice. Like, hey, I get to know this guy. So some people can't do it for whatever reason, and that's just fine. But if you can, go get you a gold circle and join the Gold Circle Space Force. Cool. And okay, I'm going to skip the security stuff. If you guys want to catch security stuff, you're going to have to come back later. But I'm going to talk about posting a little bit. PTDC and UFO are some of the most memeable tokens on all of Pulse Network. Not only are they some of the best performing, maybe the best performing assets on the entire Pulse chain, but they're so stinking memeable, guys. I just go bananas thinking about how crazy we could get if we unified and memeified these tokens. I mean, they're like my buddy Slade said, PTDC is 100% meme on the outside, but under the hood, it's pure, whatever you call it, utility, pure utility under the hood. So obviously our mascot is the alien and his UFO. And we are memifying these tokens. So follow the Grays Pulse TGC. Is it Pulse? Oh, guys, gonna make me look this up. Follow our leader. Follow our leader. Give me a second. I'll pop it. It's PulseTGC.com. Follow him and me, if you would. And we are posting meme stuff from that Twitter platform. Videos, memes. We're attracting meme people from other chains. The guys on Solana that are coming over to PulseChain with their bags all packed and looking for memes, we're intending for them to land on the Grays currencies. So what does that mean? When you follow Pulse TGC and you get a notification of his post, our post, and you're like, hey, I'm going to repost this. Well, don't just repost it. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Watch this now. All right. All right. This is one that I posted up earlier today. You see, this is a meme right here. Alien on top of a bull standing on top of a bear. That's cool. By the way, guys, if you want to post your own memes, I literally pasted this image into ChatGPT and said, give me a post. And it wrote this for me. I had to do just a little bit of editing. So what you do, if you get this in your feed, what we want to do is like propagate these posts across Twitter. So in order to do that, you want to select, hold on a second, select repost, and don't just repost it, but if you quote post, that really boosts the algorithm. So you're going to select quote post, say anything positive that you want and include, so anything positive, and then include the hashtags and post it. Okay. And then in the comments, what you want to do is make your comments, and then there's actually a link to a drive. If you don't have a meme, you're looking for one, there's a link in the description of this video to a drive folder where you can get tons of images. Download an image, and then in your comment, just upload an image and then make your comment. And that'll help the algorithm also. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? We are memifying these tokens, and when people come over from other chains, they're going to find the Grays currencies and they're going to pump our bags, and then they're going to come into this into this presentation, and they're going to understand what they hold, and they're going to be like, goodness gracious, you mean I'm being paid 3 different ways if I handle this token properly? I get reflections just for holding it. I can get staking rewards and locking rewards on top of that, and I got these superpowers. I'm like, yeah, man, that's right. So we're going to teach them when they come over here. We're going to hook them for the meme and keep them for the utility. Yeah, guys. Imagine, okay. Fit Trucker, can you do the math on that from bear market price doing a 25x from the bottom? Let's do it quick. And then we'll get to Matty Crypto. So bear market price is going to be today's price. And then I do really got to get cracking. So we're going to the Moon Math calculator. We'll do the same 10x factor on PTDC, and then we'll do 25x from PulseChain bottom. And we'll just say we're at there right now. We're there right now. I think it was 29 cent, and now it's 10 cent. So from today's price, it'd be a 250x potential, which is still, but that's only a 25x, guys. Do you guys think that RH is going to accept anything less than 100x this cycle from the bottom? I don't think so. What does that mean for the greatest currencies? Wait a second. It's this way, right? Up and to the right. Matty Crypto, good to see you, bro. I feel our moment is upon us. Yes, it's going to be like a 9 to 12 month moment. Yeah. One of those things. Hey, guys, get your tokens. Do what you're supposed to do with them. Think about it if you need to, and then just hodl them. And I appreciate you too, Fit Trucker. Much appreciated. It goes both ways. Guys, I appreciate everybody that's in here today. If you got to come back anytime. It helps the algorithm. I'm trying to get this thing like monetized. It's being such a pain in the butt. So that can help the algorithm too and bring more people in. But yeah, when you got buddies that you're bringing over, send them to this stream. I can hook them up, man, with everything they need to know so they don't get wrecked. And we do this again on Wednesday. And also jump into Zen's voice chat on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to be on Spaces tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. To the stars of we moon on RA coins. Yeah, we're going to the stars and the moon, man, the firmament. Guys, it has been fun and real. Have a great evening. We'll see you around the blockchain. Adios.